Hi students, good morning to all of you. So, I have taken a step for you in this pandemic situation of COVID-19. You are in your home, so obey the COVID guidelines. Don't forget to use masks, sanitizers, and to maintain social distance among you when you are going outside or when you are inside. When you are in outside, your friends, your neighbors, maintain social distance and obey the COVID guidelines. Okay? So in this lockdown periods, I have taken these steps for you that we should start some topic in science class. Okay? In science subjects, we'll discuss some chapters which will be benefit for you. Actually, we are reading not from the examination point of view, but to get knowledge. So, we should acquire some knowledge from the science book, the first chapter of 9th class. Science matters in our surroundings. ପିଲାମାନେ ଆମ ଚତୁଃପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ଥିବା ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପଦାର୍ଥ. As we look at our surroundings, we see variety of things around you is made up of some materials that scientists have named metals. ଆମ ଚତୁଃପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ଆମେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାରର ବସ୍ତୁ ଦେଖୁଛୁ ଯାହାର ପ୍ରକୃତି, ସାଇଜ, ସେପ୍ and texture are different. Okay? But ଆମ ଚତୁଃପାର୍ଶ୍ୱରେ ଯେତିକି ସବୁ ବସ୍ତୁ ଅଛି ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ କିଛି ଦ୍ରବ୍ୟରେ ଗଢ଼ା, ଯାହାକୁ ବୈଜ୍ଞାନିକମାନେ ପଦାର୍ଥ ବୋଲି କହିଛନ୍ତି. So, is this matter? This matters what we are looking around. Air we breathe, food we eat, or you must have looked stones. When you look to sky, you see the sun, moon, planets, constellations, stars. So everything is made up of metals. So even a small drop of water also made up of metals. So everything what I discussed, what I told you, these metals, these all things are occupy some space and have some mass. So matter occupies some space and it has some mass. So how can you tell that it has some mass? Because we can measure it in kg, gram or milligrams. Okay, in this way it occupies some volumes. In liquid we can say that liter, 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml. So 1001 ml is equal to 1000 cubic centimeters. So matter have some mass and occupy some space. So everything or the thing that occupies some space and have some mass, we can tell that is a matter. Earlier, scientists have researched about these matters. Human being also, in early hours, in early days, they tried to investigate these surroundings about the matter. They found that earlier philosophers, they found that this matter is consists of 5 basic elements. That is earth, sky, fire, water and air. So these 5 basic elements combine together to form matters. पंचतत्व जागु कहती. सो आमर जो वस्तु ये पंचतत्व रे गढ़ा. पृथ्वी, आकाश, अग्नि, जल और वायु. सो ये जो मैटर विषय रे साइंटिस्ट माने विभिन्न गवेषणा कले. व्हाट दे फाउंड? They divided this matter into 2 different types. So, in modern science, scientists have evolved to form 2 types of matters according to their physical property and chemical properties. भौतिक धर्म और रासायनिक प्रकृति को नहीं ए मैटर बा पदार्थ को 2 भाग से माने विभक्त कले. आमे सेई भौतिक धर्म विषय ए चैप्टर रे आलोचना करबा बा हमर पदार्थर जो गुडी को भौतिक धर्म अछि, फिजिकल नेचर of the matters we shall discuss in this chapter, and the chemical properties of the matter will be discussed later on this chapter. After this chapter, in next chapters we shall see the chemical natures. So it's the time to discuss the physical properties of the matters. What's good? So matter can be divided into 2 parts according to their physical property and chemical natures. Now we shall discuss in this chapter physical nature of the matters. So a matter is made up of particles. Is it right? Or it is a continuous? Matter is made up of particles or it is continuous things. We shall decide. We shall decide what is that. Okay? So, matter. So there is 2 schools of thoughts regarding matters. Okay. वैज्ञानिक माने दुईटी मत प्रदान करे. गोटे हला matter is continuous in nature and other one is particulate nature of matters. So, is it continuous or particulate? That is particle natures. So, when they look the log of wood, plate of iron, table, chair, so these things looking at continuous object. So, some believe that matter is continuous in nature, but some believe that matter is particulate in nature. That is, matter is made up of particles. Actually, which is right? Now, we shall do some activities to determine, to make it conclude that matter is continuous or matter is particulate. Now, I shall do the activity. You can do also in your home. So, it is some salt. You take some salt and put in a glass. It is glass rod. By stirring this, after stirring this, what we find? We found that salt is spread throughout the water, but its level does not change. आमे जते बेले किछि परिमाण रे लुण ए ग्लास भीतर पानी रे पकेले लुणटा भल भाव पानी सहित मिसीगला आउ तार जल स्तर रे किसी परिवर्तन देखागला नहीं. So to conclude from this experiment, we can conclude from this experiment that there are some space in waters. Okay, so space in waters, so which mixed with waters or salt spread throughout the waters. So this experiment shows that what is sugar or salt जते बेले पानी भितर पूरा भल भाव में मिसी गल आउ तार जल स्तर ऊपर को बढ़िला नहीं से कनक्लूड हो गले जे से भीतर पार्टिकुलर्स इन नेचर्स बा पार्टिकल्स बा कणिका गुड़िक मध्य गठित से कणिका मानक मध्य किसी खाली स्थान अच्छी जोटे कि लुण आउ कणिका बा लुण बा चीनी कणिका गुड़िक से समान भाव लेवल की रही. So from this activity we can conclude that particles nature of matter or matter is made up of particles. So this thought, this school of thoughts is wrong. That is, matter is not continuous in nature, but matter is particles in nature or particulate in nature, or matter is made up of particles. Okay?
But
So we saw that, students, we saw that matter is particulate in nature or made up of some particles. Now we see that how small these particles are. ये जो कणिका गुड़िक केते छोट, can you imagine? Now we can do an activities. So this is potassium permanganate. Some crystals are there. देखो एटा होची पोटेशियम परमांगनेट रो गोटे छोट बोतल. एठा हमें देखिबा पोटेशियम परमांगनेट रो किछि क्रिस्टल काइंड. This is a small crystals. Okay, some crystals are there. So when you put in water, you see what is happening. देखो कौन परिवर्तन होची, देखो पूरा मिसी जाउची. So from the last activity we can see that matter is particulate in nature. That is, matter made of particles. This potassium permanganate spread throughout the waters. Now it is, this color has been changed. Okay, so you take some. Now take little of potassium permanganate and it is a glass rod. Here we can steering rod. Okay, now put this in conical flask. Only small amount. You see it is 100 ml and I put only 5 ml here. Here also you see that potassium permanganate is spread throughout the clear water. एठे जो 100 ml थिला एटा ऊपर मध्य पूरा परिष्कार भावरे पूरा भल भावरे सेठी पानी क्लियर वाटर बा सफा पानी रे मिसी के ताको रंगर परिवर्तन हे गला. एथरो हमें जानिले जे ई छोटो क्रिस्टल्स, दिस स्मॉल क्रिस्टल्स ऑफ पोटेशियम permanganate on divided into thousands of times and it make the water colorful. Okay, then it छोटो 1 or 2 crystals of potassium permanganate देखो 100 ml वाटर को रंगीन कर देला परे सेठो जदि किछि 5 ml आमे आनि के आ गोटे 100 ml रे पका देले सेटा मध्ये रंगीन कर दोछि. तो imagine करो how small these particles are. So these particles are very small in size. Actually we cannot imagine it. So आमे जानिले जे पदार्थ एक कणिका गुड़िक एते छोट जे आमे ताको कोन कल्पना करि परिबा नाही. Now we shall see the characteristics of these particles. Okay, so you saw that matters are particle in nature, and these particles have some characteristics. Okay, so first character is they have some space. So first character is particles have some space between them. It is the first characters of the particles. So from we have done activities that potassium permanganate is evenly distributed in the waters. समभाବରେ पोटेशियम परमांगनेट पूरा पानी रे बांटी होगला. अर्थात पानी भितर किछि स्पेस थिला तेणु सेगुड़ी को बांटी रही गला से तो पानी भितर आ तार जल स्तर रो मध्ये कोनोसी परिवर्तन हैला नाही. From this we concluded that every particles in matters have space between them. Okay, so then we shall discuss the second characteristics, that is particles are moving continuously. Okay, so the particles in the metals are continuously moving. And third characteristics, we can say that third characteristics, that is attract each other, that is particles attract each other with a force. Some have weak force and some have strong force. So हमें देखिले हमर जो पदार्थ जो कणिका मानक नै गठित से कणिका मानक मध्य रे किछि खाली स्थान अछि जा फल कि चीनी लूण किबा पोटेशियम परमांगनेट रो छोट क्रिस्टल गुड़िक समभाव रे बांटी होई पानी भितर रहि गला, evenly distributed throughout the water. Second is particles are moving continuously. देखिबा हमर पदार्थ रो कणिका गुड़िक केमती कंटिन्यूअसली मूविंग करछन हम देखिबा. पिला माने तुम देखिथिबो जेतेले तुम धूप काठीटे जळे दियो तार बास्ना सबले मकी जाय. So when you are outside the gate also you get the smell of that.
Start.
Okay, so particles are moving continuously. So when you light a incense stick, जो धूप काठी जो कहउछन incense sticks, so when you light this, the smell you can get from the outside of the room also. From this we can conclude that particles are moving continuously. Okay, आउ तुमे मते जानिथिबो जेतेबेले तुमरो घरे मा रोषेई करथबे जेतेबेले तार बासना मते सबआडे पळे आसीबो. So this perfumes or this scent, this is matter, and this is particulate natures. Okay, these particles are moving continuously. Third point is we can also do in activities that when we potassium permanganate, when you drop a small drop of ink in water, it continuously moves towards downward and spread throughout the water. जेतेले हमें किछि इंक रे किछि अल्प टिके इंक जदि पानी ऊपर पके देबा किछ समय पर देखिबा पूरा पानीटा पूरा इंक बडा हो जाइतो सो फ्रॉम दिस वी कैन कंक्लूड दैट particles are moving continuously. The third characteristic is attract each others. Particles can attract each other. तुम्हें सप्तम श्रेणी में पढ़ी छ you have learned about this matters. There are three states of matters: solid, liquid, and gases. Solids have the particles have strong force of attraction, and liquid the weak force of attraction, and the particles are the force of attraction between the particles in the air is negligible. So these three characters are very important for you, and that are the matters are made up of particles, and these particles have three characteristics: that they have some space between them, particles are moving continuously, and they attract each others. Now one thing you have to when you increase the temperatures, what will happen to these particles? So, when we increase the temperature, so particles, okay students, so we have seen about the nature of the particles. Particles of the metals are continuously moving. So now, you see, that you take some hot water and some cold water in two beakers. Okay. Now put some KMnO4, that is potassium permanganate solution, in cold water, and some crystals you can put into a cold water. What we see, you guess, and you also can do it in your home. So आमे देखिबा जेतेबेले गरम पानी रे जेतेबेले पोटेशियम परमांगनेट रो टिके पके देबा बा क्रिस्टल किछि पके देबा, इज देयर एनी चांस सेमति तो सेटा मिसी जाय, किंतु जेतेबेले गरम पानी रे पके देबा आमे पोटेशियम परमांगनेट क्रिस्टल्स, there is a chance due to the temperature of the water is more, they mix more frequently, or that kinetic energy of the particles will increase, and there is a sudden mixing occur in the water. So kinetic energy, that is गतिज शक्ति केतेबेले बढ़े जेतेबेले टेम्परेचर बढ़े बा तापमात्रा temperature. Okay, so kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature, or temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy. जेतेबेले हमें देखिबा कणिका मानकर तापमात्रा बढ़े देबा, गरम पानी रे देखिले हमें जे पोटेशियम परमांगनेट को पके देले सेटा शीघ्र शीघ्र भला भाबरे मिस जाउची, evenly distributed throughout the water. In hot water is less time takes to spread throughout the water. In cold water it takes some more times. From this you conclude that there is a kinetic energy in the particles. गतिज शक्ति जोटा अछि सेटा स्पीड हे जाय केतेबेले जेतेला टेम्परेचर दे. So temperature is directly proportional to kinetic energy, or when the kinetic energy increases, particles will vibrate or move more strongly, or शीघ्र शीघ्र सेमानक मध्य गति शक्ति बढ़ी गले सेमानक भितर सेमान कंटिन्यूअसली मूविंग जो होजन सेमाने बहुत जोरे मूव करंती आउ स्प्रेड थ्रू आउट द वाटर और एनी लिक्विड्स. सो टेम्परेचर हमर बढ़िले सेमानकर काइनेटिक एनर्जी बा गतिज शक्ति बढ़ी थाए.
Start.
So we see that kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. जेतेबेले आमे तापमात्रा बढ़ेबा सेमानक मध्यरे कणिका मानकर गतिज शक्ति बढ़ी थाए. So particles of the metals intermix with their own. ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଆମେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ କରିଥିବା ପିଲାମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଆକ୍ଟିଭିଟି କଲେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପଟାସିୟମ ପରମାଙ୍ଗାନେଟର କ୍ରିଷ୍ଟାଲ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଆମେ ୱାଟରରେ ପକେଇଲେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ ତା ସ୍ୱତଃସ୍ଫୂର୍ତ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ଜଳରେ ମିଶିଗଲା. So they intermix with their own. This process or intermixing with their own is called diffusion. It have a new term gote am paiba diffusion. So we have to remember this. So diffusion, it is a process. Okay, the intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is called diffusion. So intermixing of particles of matter between two different types of matter, okay, intermixing with their own is called diffusion. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦୁଇଟି ପଦାର୍ଥର କଣିକା ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ପରସ୍ପର ଭାବରେ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ମିଶି ଯାଆନ୍ତି ସେଇ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ବା ସେଇ ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟାକୁ ବିସରଣ ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟା ବା ଡିଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ପ୍ରକ୍ରିୟା କହନ୍ତି. Okay, so third, it is the so we are studying about the characteristics of the particles. Third characteristics of the particles are attract each other. So particles are attract each other with their force of attractions. When you see the water, they have the weak force of attractions, as I have told you. So when you cut the surface of water with your finger, then afterward you can cut the surface of the water, but it will again come to the same levels. So ଯେହେତୁ ଜଳର ଉପର ସ୍ତରର କଣିକା ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ବା ଜଳର କଣିକା ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଯେଉଁ ଫୋର୍ସ ଅଫ୍ ଆଟ୍ରାକ୍ସନ ଥାଏ ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଏତେ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ ନୁହେଁ, ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ସରଫେସକୁ କାଟିପାରିବା. କିନ୍ତୁ ତମେ ଏଇ ବହିର ସରଫେସକୁ କାଟିପାରିବ କି? କାଟିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ, କାହିଁକିନା ଦେ ଆର୍ strongly attracted to each other. So ପିଲାମାନେ ଆମେ ଆଜି ବହୁତ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ଜିନିଷ ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କଲେ. Matter in our surroundings, matter have mass and volume. ପଦାର୍ଥ ଆଉ ତାର ବସ୍ତୁତ୍ୱ ଆଉ ଆୟତନ ଅଛି. So ପଞ୍ଚତତ୍ତ୍ୱ ବିଷୟରେ ଆଲୋଚନା କଲେ. ତାପରେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ matter, continuous ଆଉ particulate କୋଉଟା ଦୁଇଟା ଭିନ୍ନ ମତ ଥିଲା. So ଆମେ ଏଠି କନକ୍ଲୁଡ୍ ହେଲା ଯେ matters are particulate in nature, ବା ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ପଦାର୍ଥ ବିଭିନ୍ନ କଣିକା ଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ନେଇ ଗଠିତ. ତାପରେ କଣିକା ଗୁଡ଼ିକର କେତେ ସାନ ସେଗୁଡ଼ିକ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମେ ପରୀକ୍ଷା କରି ଦେଖିଲେ. ପଟାସିୟମ ପରମାଙ୍ଗାନେଟ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ରିଷ୍ଟାଲ thousands of millions of times it can divide itself to make it colorful water. So ଆମେ ଏଠି ଜାଣିଲୁ ଯେ particles are very small in size, we cannot imagine also. Then we study about the three characteristics of the matter, particles. That is, first one is they have some space, second one is they are continuously moving. Then also we have discussed about the diffusion, and also kinetic energy, how helps temperature increasing. When you increase the temperature, kinetic energy of particles also increases. Then we saw the attractive nature, or the particles have attract each other with their force. Some have strong force of attraction and some have weak force of attraction. Actually air have negligible force of attraction. So different elements of the air moves each other. So it was the first subtopic of the matters in our surroundings. तुमको केमती लखिबा लागला निश्चित कमेंट रे जणेबो. ओके, थैंक यू.